So let's start with the 55th example. And what is said here, a bullet of mass 10 gram moving horizontally at a speed of 50 root 7. So this is the bullet of mass 10 gram and it is going with a speed of 50 root 7 meters per second. It strikes a block, and this particular block is 490 gram and its initial speed is 0. It is at rest. The track is frictionless. The bullet remains inside the block. So the collision is perfectly elastic collision. It means after collision, the block along with the bullet embedded in the block, they are going with some common velocity, and first we have to find this velocity. So the total momentum of the system final must be equal to the total momentum of the system initial. So the final momentum is 10 gram bullet plus 490 gram block going with common velocity say v, and initial momentum is 10 gram bullet having a velocity of 50 root 7 plus momentum of the block is 0 because it is at rest. 10 into 490 will be 500. As we are equating same quantities on either side, that's why I have not converted this into kilogram. If you want, you can also convert this into kilogram. You will get the same result. So we have got speed as root 7 meter per second, as speed is in meter per second we have taken. So we have got the velocity as root 7 meter per second. So this value is now known to us. So it is going with the speed of root 7 meter per second. Now it is said that the system proceeds towards semicircular track of radius 0.2 meter, where the blocks strike the horizontal part after leaving the circle. So here it means this particular system is going like this, and somewhere at certain point it is losing contact, and the further motion will be the projectile motion. First of all, by using the theory of circular motion, we have to find the point, the position where it will leave the contact. So now we need to find where it will leave the contact point. So let's find. So I will draw the situation. I will draw it here, the semicircular part, theory part here. Let us suppose the block and the system will leave at this position, and this position is say at an angle theta with upward vertical. In that case, the weight is acting in the downward direction while normal reaction from the track is acting in this direction. Now let's resolve the mg into two parts. So this angle is also theta. So if I resolve weight into two parts, so the component of weight will be mg sin theta and component of the weight will be mg cos theta. As both normal reaction and mg cos theta are providing the necessary centripetal force. But as we know very well, as it is losing the contact from this position we have assumed, so here the normal reaction must be 0 because there is no contact, so there will not be any normal reaction force. And this comes out to be mg cos theta is equal to mv square upon r. So this mm get cancelled and our v comes out to be under root rg cos theta. So v is the speed where it is losing the contact. While we know that the speed with which the system is going over the circular track is root 7 meter per second, while where it is leaving is v meter per second, which is under root rg cos theta. Okay. Now by law of conservation of energy, we also have to find the height from which it is losing. So let's find the height of this point. So in order to find the height of this point, it is divided into two parts. First, this is the radius of the track and this is the height h above the track. We have to find this much part only. So let's find the height h of this portion. So I will take this triangle here. This is upward vertical height h, while this is the radius r and this is theta. So let's apply. In order to find h, I will apply cos theta, that would be side adjacent upon hypotenuse. So h will be equal to r cos theta. So the maximum height to which it is rising is r plus h, that is r plus r cos theta. Now by conservation of energy, we can find the position theta where it is losing the contact. So by conservation of energy, total energy before entering the track and total energy at this position should remain same. So initially the total energy is in the form of kinetic, so it will be half m root 7 square is equal to, and here energy is in the form of potential plus kinetic, so it will be half m v square, where v is under root rg cos theta the whole square plus mgh, so it will be mg, and h is r plus r cos theta. So here this m and this m get cancelled out. I will send this 2 here for multiplication. The square of root 7 will be 7. This 2 and 2 get cancelled and square comes out to be rg cos theta is equal to this 2 multiply with this also, so it will be 2g. R can be taken as outside, 1 plus cos theta. Now theta is the only unknown here. So 7 is equal to rg cos theta plus 2rg plus 2rg cos theta. This r is capital. Okay, this is also capital. Rg cos theta plus 2rg cos theta will be 3rg cos theta plus 2rg. So 7 minus 2rg. What is the value of r? R is 0.2 meter into g is 10 is equal to 3 into r is 0.2 into value of g. I am taking 10 approximately cos theta. So 7 minus 2 2s are 4, 0.4 into 10 will be 4 is equal to 3 2s are 6, 0.6 into 10 will be 6 cos theta. 7 minus 4 will be 3, so 3 is equal to 6 cos theta. So cos theta comes out to be 1 by 2. It means theta is 60 degree with the upward vertical. It means after going through a position of 120 degree, it will lose the contact. Now we have got this. Now let's take the next page. Now here again I will draw the circular track, and now this part will be of the projectile motion. As it is losing contact from this position, which is making an angle 60 degree. No doubt its velocity is along the tangent, but due to constraint, as the track is not allowing it to go here, so due to constraint the complete velocity will be in this direction. And what is that velocity? Under root rg cos theta. So let's substitute. So it will be under root 0.2 into 10 cos theta is 1 by 2. So it will be under root 2 into 1 by 2, so that comes out to be 1 meter per second. Due to constraint, the complete velocity will become horizontal, and now this will be the projectile motion. As the object is falling from a height h, so it will take time under root 2h by g to reach the ground. So it will be under root 2, where h is r plus r cos theta upon g. So time will be equal to under root 2 into r can be taken as common, which is 0.2. 1 plus cos 60 will be 1.2 upon value of g is 10. So under root 0.4 into 3 by 2 upon 10. So let's solve this. So it will be 0.2. 0.2 into 3 will be 0.6, and that will be root of 0.06. So the time comes out to be under a root of 0.06. 0.06 is very nearer to 0.25 meter per second, because the square of 25 is 625, which is nearer to 600. This is not meter per second, it is time, so that should be in second. We have got the time. As complete velocity 1 meter per second is horizontal, because due to constraint the kinetic energy velocity is in horizontal direction. So the horizontal distance traveled, the horizontal distance where it will fall on the ground will be, so that we have to find like this. So the horizontal distance will be equal to speed into time, that is 1 meter per second to 0.25. So that comes out to be 0.25 meter. Now we don't know this portion because it is leaving contact here. So where it is hitting the track, for this it is must to find this part, and this part can be found by, so let us suppose this part is y, so this will be r minus y, and if this is 60, so this would be 30 degree. So by using this triangle, right angle triangle, I can find that y. So let's apply cos theta. So cos 30 comes out to be side adjacent upon hypotenuse. So it will be r cos 30 is equal to r minus y. Let's take the next page. So y will be equal to, so y will be equal to r minus r cos 30, r minus r cos 30. R is 0.2, that can be taken as outside. 1 minus cos 30 is root 3 by 2, that comes out to be 0.866. So 0.2 into, now 0.2 into 0.866, what should be the result of this multiplication? So let's multiply by 2. So 866 multiplied by 2 will be 1732. Okay, but first we need to subtract. 1 minus 0.866 is how much? 0.134. 0.134 multiplied by 0.2, that comes out to be 0.0268. If we round it off, it will be 0.03 meter. So as this part is y, so from where it will hit the ground, so in that case I should add x and y, so that I can find the horizontal position from this location. So therefore the total distance where it will fall is 0.25 plus 0.03, so that comes out to be 0.28 meter. So approximately you will see that it will fall near to the intersection of the horizontal part and the circular part, somewhere here. Okay, because the radius of the track is 0.2 meter, so obviously it will fall nearer to it somewhere here. Okay, thank you.